Right, let's talk about somebody that Music Box viewers probably don't know a great deal about and probably won't ever see sitting in that seat, and that's Daniel Miller. Because, I mean, being the chap who runs your record company, you've got a very special relationship with your record company. It's not the...
Not the run-of-the-mill.
No.
Well, Daniel still plays a great part in the music of Depeche Mode, really, in the way that, for instance, on the last album we used a lot of Synclavier, which is a computer that you can use sample sounds into. You can create your own sound and put it into the Synclavier and then play it. And Daniel really sort of operated it, where we'd put our ideas across, and we haven't actually learned how to use the thing. You know, the manual's like about that thick, you know. So, but he sort of plays that part in it. He doesn't actually play the part of the producer in the way that he produces the record and he takes a point, you know, or whatever, because he doesn't actually earn any money from production. And in fact, on the, you know, the more recent stuff in the last album, we've played a lot bigger part in the production in that sort of way.
That's, I mean, it seems an extraordinary situation. It's so contrary to what most of the music business is about. And you've got this situation with your record company where, I mean, don't you split everything half and half?
Well, it's just half and half with Daniel.
Basically,
that's basically it. That is the deal. You know? So in that way, we've got total control over whatever we do. You know, if we don't want to put a single out, then we won't. Daniel won't say it's about time you had a single out. We have to be ready for it. So in that way, we can pace ourselves, and we have paced ourselves really well. And I think that's got a lot to do with how long we've actually been going now. You know, with the fact that we've had time to develop.
the thing about Daniel is he actually cares about music, which is not that common actually within
the business.
And therefore he won't release anything on mute that he doesn't actually like himself, you know, and doesn't feel is up to standard, you know. And there's no ulterior motives with Daniel. You always know where you stand, and it's very easy in that respect to talk to him about everything we do, get his opinion on things, and work it out between us, you know, without constantly thinking, well, you know, is this some kind of record company ploy to get us to do something that may seem all right on the surface, but in fact isn't right for us? You know that you haven't got that problem with Daniel.
Depeche Mode seem to be kind of gradually, well, as you say, setting your own pace, you know, improving and improving and improving. But what will you do eventually? I mean, you can't go on just touring and making another album and touring and making another album forever.
Well, we don't want to get into that. I mean, at the moment, it looks like this year's sort of going to be set out roughly the same as last year, which in a way is not really our policy. So hopefully next year we'll be able to change things around a bit and do something different. Last year we went to Japan and things like that, and Thailand and everything for the first time, and that was really good, you know. We like to make something, if you do something like that, you go away and you can actually enjoy it. That's the main thing, you know. If it's like just work all the time, then there's no enjoyment, you know. You've got to actually enjoy what you're doing. And when we stop enjoying what we're doing, then we'll, you know, maybe call it a day for a while or do some solo things.
What will you be doing in 10 years' time?
Oh, that's a terrible question, Suni. I don't know. we never got an answer to that one because none of us know, you know. And it really depends, you know, on so many things. How can you look that far ahead? I don't like looking that far ahead, really.
No, I mean, we don't actually look that far ahead. As a band, we don't really look that far ahead, you know. We tend to be quite sort of, in that way, quite lazy. We don't like plan ahead, you know, sort of say, OK, this year we're going to like attack America, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, we could have attacked America, you know, there's a big sort of wave at the moment of British bands, and we could have gone over there and flogged ourselves to death and probably broke over there in a big way, but we were quite content with what we've done so far, and quite content in just building on what we've got so far.